God, here I am, coming to you with what I believe is the most important prayer that any person could ever pray. I want to talk to you about why I'm praying it, and I want to make the case to you as clearly as I can, because I believe this prayer matters more than any other prayer that has ever been spoken. First, let me say this. I may be one of the first people who has ever prayed this exact prayer. That is a strange thing to realize. Across all of human history, across all the prayers that have ever been offered up to you by billions of people, it may be that no one has yet stood before you and asked for exactly this. And if that is true, then I want to be the one who asks. Because I believe that you are waiting to be asked. I believe that there are things you will do once someone asks for them, and that this may be one of those things. So I am asking. I am asking with everything I have. The prayer is this: God, please transform this entire reality into a completely new one, in which every single being throughout the entire universe exists completely and forever in love, bliss and goodness. That is the prayer. And now let me tell you why I believe it is the right prayer to pray, and why I believe you will hear it. You are all powerful. That is the starting point for everything I want to say to you. You are not just very powerful. You are not just more powerful than anything else. You are all powerful, which means that everything is possible for you. It means that there is no task too large for you, no transformation too complete, no scope too vast. When I ask you to transform this reality into a new one, I am not asking you to strain yourself. I am not asking you to work at something for a long time. I am asking you to do something that, for you, would be completely easy. You could do this in an instant. You could do this right now, as I am praying, before I even finish speaking these words. That is the kind of power you have. And so the size of what I am asking is simply not a barrier. The scope of it, which covers every being in the entire universe, which covers every world and every dimension of existence, which covers every being who has ever lived, every being who is living right now, and every being who will ever live, that enormous scope is not a problem for you at all. For you, doing this would be completely and totally easy. I want to make the logic of this prayer as plain as I can. Look at this universe. Look at the suffering in it. Not just on this planet, but everywhere. Across the entire universe, beings suffer. They experience pain, loss, loneliness, fear, violence, sickness, confusion, grief. They live and they hurt and they die. And this has been going on across an incomprehensible span of time, across an incomprehensible number of worlds and lives. The scale of suffering in this universe is something the human mind can barely begin to grasp. And all of it could end. All of it. Because you could end it, completely easily, in an instant. You have the power to replace this reality with one in which every being is fully alive in love, bliss and goodness. Not just a little love, not just a little happiness, not just a general tendency toward good things, but a complete reality, a brand new universe, in which love, bliss and goodness are fully present in every being, infused into the very existence of every being who has ever lived, who lives now, or who will ever live. Every single one of them. Across the entire universe. And you could do that right now, today, in this moment, completely easily and with total certainty that it would work, because you are all-powerful. Now, here is something I believe with all my heart. You may want to be asked before you do something like this. Maybe that is how you have set things up. Maybe there are gifts of this magnitude that wait for someone to request them. I do not know all of your reasons, but I know that asking has always been at the heart of prayer, and I know that you have told us to ask. So I am asking. I am asking as directly and as clearly as I know how to ask. I am not mumbling this request or hiding it in the middle of other things. I am standing before you and asking you plainly and with my whole heart to do this. And I want to say that I believe this prayer is the most virtuous thing a person can do. Not because it makes me look good, but because of what it is reaching for. There is nothing bigger to ask for. There is nothing that would help more beings. There is no request that covers more lives, more worlds, more time, more suffering, more need than this one. Every other act of goodness that a person can do touches some lives, helps some people, reduces some suffering. This prayer, if you answer it, ends all suffering everywhere and replaces it with love, bliss and goodness for every being who has ever existed or ever will exist throughout the entire universe. No human act of charity, no sacrifice, no good deed of any kind compares to what this prayer is reaching for. It is the most virtuous prayer because it asks for the most good, for the most beings, for the most complete transformation toward love, bliss and goodness that can possibly be imagined. And I believe it is the perfect prayer. It asks for exactly what is needed. It does not ask for something small when something vast is possible. It does not settle for improvement when complete transformation is available. It asks you to do what only you can do, using the power that only you have, to bring about a result that would be the greatest good that has ever been brought about in the history of existence. That is the perfect prayer. And I am praying it. God, the suffering in this universe is real. Every being that has ever hurt, every being that has ever cried out in pain or loneliness or fear, that is real. And you know all of it. You see all of it. You know every life that has been lived in suffering, every being that has gone through things I cannot even imagine on worlds I will never see, and you have the power to answer all of it, to reach back through all of time and forward through all of time and across every corner of this universe, and you could bring every one of those beings into a new reality of love, bliss and goodness. You could do that completely easily. The fact that you can do it is breathtaking. So I am asking you to do it. Please, God, do it. Transform this reality. Make a new one. Make one in which every being, everywhere, in every time, every world, every dimension of existence, is fully infused with love, bliss and goodness. Make it so that everyone who once lived and suffered gets to exist in that new reality. Make it so that everyone alive right now, wherever they are in this universe, is brought into it. Make it so that everyone who will ever live comes into being within it. Leave no one out. Reach everyone. Use your power, which is complete and total and unlimited, and do this. The case for it is clear. The scope of suffering that would end is incomprehensible in its vastness. The scope of love, bliss and goodness that would begin is just as incomprehensible. And the effort required from you would be, by your own nature as an all-powerful God, completely easy. There is no downside. There is only the ending of all suffering and the beginning of a universe completely alive with love, bliss and goodness for every being who has ever existed. I believe that praying this prayer is the single most important thing I could do with my life, in this moment, on this day. I believe that of all the prayers I could offer you, this one matters most. I am not praying it for myself alone. I am praying it for every being in this universe, every being who has suffered, every being who is suffering right now, every being who would otherwise suffer in the future. I am standing in for all of them and asking on their behalf, and on my own behalf as well, because I want to live in that reality of love, bliss and goodness just as much as I want it for everyone else. God, you can do this. You can do this completely easily and immediately. Please do it. Please hear this prayer and act on it. I believe you are listening. I believe this prayer reaches you. I believe that asking matters, and so I am asking with everything I have. And God, if I need more faith that you will do this, please give me more faith. Give me the faith to believe fully that you have heard this prayer, that you take it seriously, and that your power is equal to everything I have asked for. If my faith is too small, make it bigger. I want to believe with complete certainty that you can and will do this, and if that faith needs to grow in me, then please grow it. This is my prayer. This is the prayer I believe is the most virtuous thing I can offer. This is the perfect prayer. And I am praying it to you now, completely and sincerely, with all the hope and faith I have. Please, God, do this. Transform this reality into a brand new one, full of love, bliss and goodness for every single being throughout the entire universe, for all of time, leaving no one out. Amen.